Hello, first grade. So, what's a Monday without two silly videos of Mrs. Smith? So, I tried to find a video on YouTube of our strategy for today. Our strategy is counting by tens. So, when we count by tens, we've been counting by tens like this from about preschool through kindergarten through first grade. You're going to do it forever. So, let's just quickly review 10, 20, 30. Do it with me. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So you have a piece of paper in front of you, hopefully, that you're looking at that says Counting by Tens Wrap. And one paper starts with 1, and it has a whole list of from number 1. And then the second paper that you printed started with number 6. So obviously we're going to start with page 1. You got it. Okay. So here's the beginning. And for this one, they actually give us the answers for this. So today's work and what we're going to be working on in the coming days in math is this idea of counting by tens, but not starting at 10 or even 0. But in this case, starting with all different numbers. So each one of these numbers here is separated by 10. And we'll look at an image of that so we can kind of get a better picture of it. But for right now, we're just going to sing the silly song together and fill in our paper. So let's begin. I can count by tens. It's fun. It's fun. I can count by tens, and I'll start with 1, 11, 21, 31, 41. Are you singing with me? 51, 61, 71, 81, 91. Okay, so let's move on to 2's. So you can see here that Mrs. Smith has filled this out. So you might want to pause the video now so that you can fill out your number 2. The reason why I cut my paper apart, which you can totally do if you want to, I cut my paper apart so that I could show it in the video and my face. So that's why I did mine, but if you want to do this, you can. So this one says, I can count by tens. Can you? Can you? I can count by tens, and I'll start with 2. 2, 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92. Now, something I want you to take notice is one of these numbers repeats. That's right, number 2. So the number 2 in each one of these repeats. You can see it over there. It's the second number. That's in the ones place. That means that the tens place is the ones that change, is the number that changes. So here it's actually an invisible 0. That would go right here in front of the 2. Here it has a 1, then a 2, then a 3. Do you catch my pattern? 4, 5, 6, and all the way down. Okay, so when we're counting by 10, starting with any number, the ones stays that number, and the tens goes up by 1 because we're adding tens to each one. All right. So let's keep going. I can count by tens. O-G, O-G. I can count by tens, and I'll start with 3. 3, 30, 13, 23, 33. Sing with me. 43, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93. Be sure to pause the video so that you can write down these on your paper. I can count by tens. With numbers galore, I can count by tens, and I'll start with 4. 4, 14, 24, 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94. Let's keep going. I can count by tens like bees in a hive. I can count by tens, and I'll start with 5. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Okay. Can you guess what would come next? That's right, 105. So for this next one, I want you to now go to the second paper, which would ask you to, I can count by tens without any tricks. I can count by tens, and I'll start with 6. I want you to try to fill in those squares now on your own. So pause the video, take some moments, try to fill them in. Remember, the ones number stays the same, and the tens number jumps up by 1. So if we start with 6, what would come next? That's right. 16, 26, 36, 46, 56, 66, 76, 86, and 96. You got it. Please fill in your 7s. Pause the video, fill in your 7s. Going up to heaven, I can count by 10s, and I'll start with 7, 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. We're almost there, guys. I can count by 10s because in math, I'm great, and you are great. I can count by 10s, and I'll start with 8. Ready? Fill them in. Pause the video. All right. 8, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98. What would come next? 108. I can count by 10s. Yes, I know I'm divine. I can count by 10s, and I'll start with 9, 19, 29, 39, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99, 109. All right, last one. This is the hardest one. Oh, you know I'm joking. It's not hard. I can count by 10s, dear gentlemen. I can count by 10s, and I'll start with 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so watch this video as many times as you need to and fill in that paper. Okay, so when we're counting by 10s like this, what we're doing is we're trying to develop the skill of finding numbers that are 10 more and 10 less. So I'll use an example from this one. So numbers that are 10 more, you will see numbers and number sentences that say things like 11 plus 10. Now, yes, I could figure out 11 crayons and 10 more crayons, or I could put 11 in my head and 10 in my hands, and that works. But this strategy, what I'm doing is I'm memorizing, if I add 10 to one number, where am I? So if I add 10 to 11, this is hard, it's backwards for me, then I would be at 21. And if I added 10 to that, I'd be at 31. Now, something even trickier is this idea. What if I want to add 20? So that means I need to count up 2 10s. So let's say I start at 11 plus 20. 10, 10. That means the answer would be 11 plus 20 is 31. Okay, so if that didn't make sense, I want you to draw a picture of it. There will be other things that we're going to work on. Right now, what we need to do is we need to just practice understanding this rhythm. And you can see that there's actually like a rhythm to it. 2, 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92, 102. So what I'm hoping is you'll spend time today, tomorrow, kind of singing this silly song in your head, singing it to your pets, to your brother and sister. And you could even make one of those, I don't know if you guys remember, but Teo made this really cool paper which he extended and extended and extended, where he was counting by different numbers. And I think he might have been counting by 10s. But in this one, we can count by 10s, and you can start with 3. You can start with 6 or 9. And that way you're beginning to see the patterns of counting by 10s. All right, thank you for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed.